If you want one of the loudest and most aggressive sounds out of your 05 to 09 GT or GT500 without touching the headers or the mid-pipe, well then the Roush Extreme Performance Catback here will certainly be the one for you. Now the Roush Extreme will feature a muffler-deleting mid-resonator design to allow for basically all of the volume, along with a full stainless steel build, all for right around that low $800 price point. Install is going to be a 100% bolt-on job, guys, but figure all of your work is done underneath the car. Therefore, the site's going to automatically kick things up to a 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe a couple of hours of your time to complete from start to finish. But as always, hang with me for a little bit and we'll walk you through this job later in the video. All right, guys, so I've been doing this job for a lot of years now, and if there's one thing I've realized that Roush isn't, it's quiet. I say that because they make a number of systems for a number of different Mustangs, all of which are very aggressive and ultimately turn a lot of heads. Now, same can be said for the Extreme here without a doubt, right? Now, as the name implies, the Roush is going to use the more is better approach with the Extreme and give it a ton of volume by eliminating all mufflers from the equation and basically only giving the system the 2 mid-mounted resonators here to basically help shape the sound a little bit more and to maybe take a little bit of the edge off. Now, what does this mean for my Wake the Neighbor scale? Well, get ready to become the most hated person in your neighborhood because I've got the Extreme coming in at a very strong, full-blown 5 out of 5 on my Wake the Neighbor scale. And guys, keep in mind, that is with the factory cats and mid-pipe in place. Replace those with some more free-flowing aftermarket goodies, if you will, and well, at that point, you're going to start moving into the Wake the Dead scale. Now, the reason for that extremely high rating, see what I did there, is because you really can't see a muffler in sight with the Roush system. Instead, again, the only thing that slightly resembles a muffler will be these 2 small resonators here mounted midstream of the system. And that is, again, going to take just the smallest bit of volume, smallest bit of edge off the otherwise very unruly system. Now, because of that overall design, the volume is obviously there, but my favorite part is the deep rumbling tone of the Roush. I think it's probably one of the better sounding 3-valve systems out there because of this, and because it does maintain that deep tone. Now, aside from that volume and the deep tone we just talked about, the Roush is also going to deliver some pretty solid materials and build quality throughout. Now, this does consist mainly of the 409 grade stainless steel for a majority of the system, including your 2.5-inch mandrel bent tubing, along with those mid-mounted resonators and hangers, while the twin 4-inch tips do boast that premium 304 grade stainless steel before being stamped with that iconic Roush logo. Now, the kit does include all of the clamps needed for the install, but the site is going to recommend one extra thing, and that is picking up an aftermarket stainless steel hanger kit for ultimately the best install. Now, speaking of that install, we want to get into the job a little bit more, show you what it takes to knock out this bolt-on job in your garage or driveway. So grab your toolbox and check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown now.
Tools used for this installation: 3/8 ratchet, 3/8 extension, 13 15mm sockets, 13mm ratcheting wrench, and 3/8 electric impact. Hey guys, I'm going to show you how to uninstall and install our catback exhaust here on our 2006 Mustang. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to take my 15mm on my electric gun, and I'm going to loosen up our clamp back here holding our muffler on. I already sprayed it with PB Blaster. Next, we're going to remove this 13mm here that holds the front hanger of the muffler, and then there's another one on the side. So I'm going to take my 13mm on my gun, loosen this bolt up, it'll let this hanger come down. So now we're going to come up to the front of the muffler here. There's a 13mm here and a 13mm on the side. I'm going to take my gun with my 13mm, remove this one first. Once I have that one off, I'm going to take my 13mm on my ratchet. You might not be able to see this, but I'm going to get up in here, loosen this one up. Now I have that loose, there's one more bracket holding it on the other side. So now we got 13 millimeter up here. This is holding on our back grommet here that holds the exhaust on. I'm gonna take my 13 millimeter on my ratchet and loosen this one up and take this one out. Now with our hangers off and disconnected, we're going to remove our muffler. You should be able to just start to slide it off. Now you're going to want to repeat this whole procedure on the other side. Now that we have our mufflers off, we're going to loosen up our 4 15 millimeter bolts here. They're holding on our mid pipe. I'm going to loosen that up, then we'll be able to remove our mid pipe. So I'm going to take my 15 millimeter on my electric impact gun and break these loose. I did not take them off all the way, I just broke them loose enough to get the clamps loose. Next we'll remove our mid pipes. So now that we have our 4 15 millimeters loose, I'm going to remove our mid pipes. I'm going to just slide it right out, just like that. And do the same for the next side. Now that we have both our pipes removed, I'm going to install our new pipes. We're just going to slide them up into place. I'm going to start by putting the back part over the axle. And sliding it in place like that. Now you're just going to want to repeat that on the other pipe. So now that we have our mid pipes on, we're going to install our tail pipe. What we're going to do is put our 2 hanger brackets on and our clamp, and then take this and put this up into place. So I'm going to stick my 1 hanger in the front, just slide it into place here, 1 in the back, and then we'll install our clamp before we slide this up into the vehicle. So now we got all our hangers on and our clamp. We're going to stick this up into place. And we'll install and get a bolt started in our brackets. We'll get one started back here. Now I got them started. Now on our Mustang here, we only have 3 bolts. You might have 4, so you're gonna have to put one back here. I'm gonna get my ratchet and my socket, and we're gonna tighten these up. So now I'm gonna take my 13 millimeter on my impact gun, tighten the bottom ones up here. This one here. Then I'm gonna take my 13 millimeter ratcheting wrench, get up in here. Now I'm going to tighten up our clamp back here. I'm just going to get this in place, lift up a little bit, get our pipe where we want it. And I'm going to take my 15 millimeter on my electric gun and tighten this up. Now you're going to want to just repeat this same tailpipe procedure of the install on the other side. Now we're going to tighten up our 4 15 millimeters up front. I'm going to take my 15 millimeter gun on my electric impact, tighten these up. You'll also be able to move your exhaust around so you get it where you want it lined up in the back. And that'll wrap up this install. That wraps up this review and install of our Roush Extreme Performance Catback exhaust for 05 to 09 GT and GT500s. Thanks for watching, and for all things Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.